So you like make it nice for you, and then put it back the other way for her.
My biggest pet peeve, she would leave the toothpaste unscrewed, the top off of
Yeah.
the toothpaste. So I would put it like on when I used it, and then once I used the toothpaste, I'd take it back off and like leave it like that for days. I couldn't do it anymore.
Jen, what's wrong? Good.
I mean, well, she did. She cleaned the bathroom and the room before we left, so I didn't have to do anything, and she took all the garbages out. So I think she got the hit.
And I think the point of that story is that if you can, pull yourself out of it. If you can, the other person will figure it out. They will. I mean, I don't like to promise, but I would bet $500,000 they will figure it out. And it's hard to have that faith because it is a habit. It's like an addiction. You have to do it. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody?
I think that my boys are adults and they currently don't live with me, but I deal with a tenant living in my basement. And there's issues with him, but I'm obsessed about how I want my towels folded. And I could tell my kids didn't fold them the right way because they didn't fit in the right way, or how they made the beds. So they caught me a few times remaking the bed, and they were like, "Oh, that's it." As they became adults, and they, were back with me. But it would hurt me to just see the beds were. They didn't look
Hurt
the way
you
I
in what
wanted
way?
It just, I look at it and go, okay, I gotta close the door.
Hurt you like sad? Hurt you like a knife in your?
I just felt anxious because I wanted the beds made the way I wanted them made.
Okay, well, hurt and anxiety are like two different things. So you felt
Well, I'm
worried.
anxious, I guess, yeah. And I
Well,
wanted
you
to
said
let go of
hurt
that one.
though, so okay. You also want to be conscious of the words that come out because I think it might have been hurtful to you. You know, like couldn't they think to do it? You know, because they know it makes you feel good.
Cheryl, the reverse of that is sometimes when you redo something that someone has done, that becomes hurtful to them because here they've tried to do something and make their bed or do the dishes and it's not good enough, and then they don't want to do it anymore because you're constantly going and changing.
Yeah, but I'll go back a page. It's not about them doing it good enough. It's about them doing it. So.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
So it isn't saying I'm going to get someone to take the recycling off exactly how I want it.
No,
Yeah.
I think you're missing what I'm saying.
Oh, it is hurtful if you said you didn't do it right.
Right, oh, absolutely, I agree with you 1,000% on that. I'm just saying that it's the opposite from the other person's point of view, as she was saying, remaking the bed. You know, it's like, you have to make the bed, they made the bed, and you applaud it, even though it's not the way you wanted it to be done. But then if you sneak in and do it, then it becomes hurtful to the other person. And then they don't want to do not only the bed, but the recycling and the dishes.
Well, it causes
and so on.
distance in your relationship,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So it shows up in behaviors that it causes a
Exactly.
hurt and a pullback.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah.
It's if she's going to remake the bed, then if I do anything, she's going to redo it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's,
I think they lose
flip it.
trust, right?
Right, exactly.
So like you trust someone to say, if I make something a certain way and then they say, okay, great, you did it, and then I go to school and I come home and it's completely fixed,
Exactly.
I'm not going to trust it.
Right.
Like it takes away the trust and it makes distance.
Exactly.
So if our goal is to be close and loved and have energy and be replenished, that whole thing of fixing it doesn't achieve that, right? It actually diminishes it very, very quickly. Look, we're closing. Now, maybe someone could just share, anybody, like what you're taking from this buffet, or what I like to call smorgasbord, but somebody told me they didn't like that word. So. What are we taking? What did we decide to keep or put on our plate that we're going to take with us? Georgette.
I think I need to understand my leverage. I don't think when we were doing it like in the middle of this presentation, I thought I had none at all with any of my relationships, and now I need to rethink that, and I think that's, maybe make me feel better to...
You thought you had none, but maybe you do have
Yeah,
some?
maybe I do, and I just have to define it for myself, or maybe I need to redefine it so that I'm getting not that I'm getting what I want, but that maybe it'll make my relationships better.
Okay, so like a perspective, you want to look at it from a few angles.
Right.
That's good. If you got that, I'm happy.
I'm happy
My
to.
goal was to, so you know, we could shift a few things. Anybody else? What are you?
Yeah, not fixing a thing, like sometimes someone leaves the cap off the toothpaste and, you know, I freak out and get like.
Oh, your sister sitting next to you?
And, so, you know, I get like, I actually get like really freaked out about it, like I'm like, germs are gonna get it and then I'm gonna brush my teeth and then I'm gonna get sick, like, you know, I kind of like freak out about it.
Yeah.
But I have to realize that nagging her a million times to put the cap back on the toothpaste is not gonna make her do it, it's just gonna make her mad at me.
And she might not be doing it to hurt you.
Yeah,
She might not be doing it if they have nothing to do with you.
Yeah, she just.
That's another piece. If they have nothing to do with you, and it could feel like the worst case scenario and that they're being so mean, it could have nothing to do with you, right?
It's like a lot of times people say hurtful things. Like a lot of times people say hurtful things, they're saying it because they're angry about something else, they're not actually angry with you.
And what else is everybody taking? What they put on their plate?
I learned not to redo the dishwasher. Because when Linda packs the dishwasher, she does it, or I have a certain way of doing it. Each dish goes in a certain place. So if she does it, I redo it, and that bothers her.
So that's what you learned from Linda, I'll expect a gift in the mail.
You wonder why I never take it anywhere.
That's great. Good.
I guess not using leverage so much, being leveraged, not by my parents, but by my sister,
Like
younger sister.
that you realized you are being leveraged?
Yeah,
or-
so like she, like, yeah, sort of.
So you got a little realization about-
The older brother thing, like I have to help her out, but like that's like taking to like an extreme, she's using that as leverage on me.
So you realized that someone's using leverage on you
Yeah.
tonight?
Yeah.
Yay! Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're just saying it, or
No.
did that happen? Okay. What else happened? Anybody?
I like honesty and stillness and quiet and acceptance is leverage.
You like that concept, or
Mhm.
was
I have a hard time being quiet.
like what'll happen if you're quiet?
Right.
I'm asking.
It
We would
takes a
never
while.
know.
Well, what's the fear? Oh, husband, wait. Anthony, what'll happen if she's quiet?
I said, you know, then everybody would be quiet.
Be nice and quiet. Well, you never know. Everything changes every minute. So, we don't know. You're very quiet the whole election. What else did anybody get?
I like how you said being uncomfortable is growing. Instead of jumping in and doing it, so you're back in the other, in the father's year, it's grown, she's letting them. I think of kids wise, you're letting the kids do it, it's growing.
They're grown, right? And I don't think a lot of growth happens in action. I think that's like, you know, our unconscious, our primal mind that has to like, we think that dinosaur's gonna eat us, you know, so we have to run. It's like fight or flight. Growth happens. So where would you apply that? Like, where does that go for you?
Like the making the beds, if you just sit back and say, no, you can make it, instead of jumping in, even though you want to jump in, they're not doing it right, they'll never grow, but you have to, even though it makes you uncomfortable to not jump in, it's better, you'll grow.
And the bed example is really good because you think, okay, what is it making a bed? They need to learn to do it right, but that's a perfect for a kid. That's a perfect avenue to understand about themselves, to understand what they like, to understand their creativity, to understand what's blocking them. They don't want to do it. You know, it's a nice innocent venue, I think, for kids to do that. So good. So you'll let them make the bed?
Yes.
Look what's happening! Eric?
Very much similar when you talked about just the need for stillness in our society, and people don't really sit with their thoughts and their emotions. And when you talked about the uncomfortableness of being agitated, when you're wanting something to be done and you want it to be done right. I remembered a moment in Porter, my 4-year-old, when I was cleaning his room with him, and the bed needed to be made. And I was getting all agitated, and he's got a bunk bed, which is hard to make, and I said, at the time, I said, I'm gonna sit with this and I'm gonna let him do it. And by doing that and sitting with it for just a minute and dealing with the uncomfortableness of myself, I got the opportunity to watch him go into that little 4-year-old breathing thing that they do when they're trying so hard to do something, and, you know, he got all in there, and of course it was awful.
Oh, awful.
But
It was horrible.
he did it. I got to see him be so proud of himself and run downstairs and tell his brother and sister. And the rest of the day, every time I walked by his room, I was so happy seeing the bed the way it was done by him instead of how it might have been done by myself.
And I think definitely it's breaking a habit. Okay, so we have like 2 minutes. Can you turn off that light? That's just the one switch next to the dimmer. We're just gonna put our feet, uncross our legs, we're gonna put our feet down. You can put all your papers on the floor. We're gonna open our hands. Okay? And we're just gonna sit for a minute. It's gonna seem like a million years. We're just gonna sit for a minute. Okay, we close our eyes. And just take the community in the room. Just take that in, that the person next to you, the person behind you, everyone's the same. Everybody has the same thing going on. We're not alone, ever. And just, you know, I came here tonight because I wanted to be of service to you. And take that in too. So I'm a human being who wanted to share something or add something to your lives. And take in everybody else that's here that came because they wanted to add to their own lives. And just feel the person next to you, feel the people around you, and just know that you're not alone, and that, you know, I'm really, really, really proud of all of you and happy that you came, and I'm very blessed, and thank you very much. Okay? Great. Okay, thanks.
Wonderful job.